would like to give the stage to Ewoud. Ewoud has joined in as a presenter. Ewoud, if you can enable your camera and your mic, I'm sure that a lot of people would like to know more about how this all started. So, floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Max. Can you hear me correctly?
Yes.
That's wonderful. All right. There was just one more question coming in on the automated feedback that I just want to make sure is being answered. The question was whether the tool can be used for subjects in STEM as well, science, engineering, and math. Yes, indeed. So it's this automated feedback on academic writing is subject independent because it refers to the academic writing in general, which is a level that any type of subject wants to achieve. So that's also why we have chosen this one for now, to be able to be as much applicable as possible. But well, for those who are still here, and to be honest, I'm flabbergasted by the amount of participants. It's amazing. It's really great. So thank you very much for the honor. I'm here just to round off a little and take one step back and to explain what type of company we are, because I think we're a bit different than the normal one. And yeah, please give me some time to explain. So, but before I start, I'm Ewoud, the co-founder, CEO of FeedbackFruits, and well, I started FeedbackFruits in 2013 when I was still a student at the Technical University in Delft, where we are a spin-off from. FeedbackFruits at this stage is referred to as a scale-up. We're at with 50 people now. Before the end of the year, we will be with 80 people. Yes, the COVID really has increased the demand of what we're doing. Of course, we would never want to hope for this COVID situation, but it does rely more on technology that we're building. So yeah, why we started is because I truly believe that education is in the core of every democratic society to flourish. It cultivates these skills which are very important for a healthy society. So I'm always been very passionate about education, but the experience that I had while I was a student could definitely be improved. Growing class sizes, but still using a traditional method while generation have moved on. And the people that really inspired me were those teachers that tried out new methods, right? That might not even be so new because those methods were sometimes already from the 70s, because there's already a lot of research being done on active learning and how to engage students better. But what I always saw with these teachers, they walked with well, they were very tired because they had to work until 3 o'clock at night to get it organized properly using some Excels and maybe some other tool which wasn't designed for that specific use case, but just hacked a little in order to work. And what I saw is the method actually worked. I came into a class where students were much more active, also prepared themselves much better before going to class, getting the level of the course and the experience so much better. So that course design is a golden bullet for to improve education became clear to me. But what also became clear to me is that the technology that's being used is not to the perfect design for those specific use cases. So that is what we wanted to do, because we believe that we will move away from one size fits all traditional setup, which is literally at this stage we're operating in Australia, US, Canada, Scandinavia, the Netherlands, anywhere. It's all relatively similar, but it's gonna move to much more diverse type of use cases because it's gonna be much more personalized, fitted to one specific student, which will require, because it becomes more and more diverse, it will require also a much more diverse type of support. And yeah, just to get back to that story of those teachers that already worked with these type of methods, when I saw that happening and those teachers really working extremely hard to get their courses properly done, while they also had to do research next to this, so it scared off the 99% of their colleagues, but they did it. I really thought like these people shouldn't be struggling with technology anymore. Technology shouldn't be an issue anymore because it shouldn't be about the technology. It should be about these pedagogical methods that are then supported by technology. And that's how, so I truly believe, and that's how I think we differentiate ourselves from others, is we should be constantly innovating in these type of methods and the technology needed in order to support it. Because I believe we are at the beginning of the internet when it comes to course design, where the first website was amazing because I didn't have to go to the store, to somewhere else to find the information, because it took me only 15 minutes to find that information on the website. Because at that stage, the website wasn't very intuitive yet, but it was a great win already. But it innovated and innovated and innovated until, if you see such a website right now, it feels clunky. You'll be gone after 3 seconds because it's not fitted anymore. I think that's going to be with course design the same way. We're going to iterate, measure, learn, improve continuously, and not alone us as a technological company, but as a community. I mean, we're only a technology provider to that existing community. There's a lot of innovation. It's not technical innovation. It's actually pedagogical innovation, which doesn't come from us. We just support it. And we're gonna keep innovating. And one of the things is that, I think what's so important is the technology should be extremely easy to use. One of the reasons why we have very much integrated into, for example, the learning management systems. To be honest, a lot of people do not even, users do not even understand that they're using technology, which is not the learning management system. They believe that's just part of it because it's so highly integrated. But it should also make sure that it takes very little time to understand. And this is a key driver, is the student support. So basically making sure that teachers do not experience, okay, if you have, all right, we have to make sure that the student flow is perfect. Because if you have a class of 200 people and you're a teacher organizing this class and you change your method, you want to be sure it goes well. If you get 3 emails of students that say that it doesn't go well, or let's say 4 emails, then you really feel like, oh, something is wrong, I hear it from these 4, but probably there are much more people with troubles, and it's sort of we have to make sure the technology is designed with such high thresholds that won't happen, so that it's really a smooth experience, taking care of a lot of side cases, because there's so many side cases. Oh, I handed in too late. Oh, I wasn't part of this group, but now I was added later to the group. Am I then still taken into account? I dropped out of a group. All these edge cases, you don't want anyone to be bothered with it, because the technology should take care. And that has always been at the core of how we design. And then a bit more about FeedbackFruits. Because we so much believe in this continuously way of innovating, we also have always chosen to be a bootstrap company up until this stage, because we wanted to make sure we wouldn't have one tool that sells, get an investor on board, stop innovating, and continuously keep on selling that specific tool. No, because we believe it's gonna improve more. If you look at our company, these 50 people, we lean so much to a product team and development team. We only have the Vlad and Max that you just saw. Those are our only 2 salespeople. The rest of the 50, it has to do with either support of our users or product development. And we want, being bootstrapped allowed us to do that instead of the other way around, where you would have a very sales heavy but very little type of product innovation. And through this do thank method, which hasn't been explained here, but we have a method in where we search for these teachers that I was inspired by, using different type of methods in order to support them, and then work with them together in order to build that technology. We sort of encapsulate innovation into our company, and we make sure we continuously innovate and we keep improving that website, so to say, so that support for that course design, because we really believe education just deserves this. Well, and the way we do this, of course, we work with the top brands of institutions worldwide, searching for these professors that at those institutions that once inspired me to start doing this. And luckily, this wasn't the case when we started in 2013, but instructional design has so much momentum, and that's wonderful, because now more and more and more we can really we're working with instructional designers and getting their input in improving and optimizing. Yeah, and then I guess one final thing that I like to say, I think we have sort of, when I started FeedbackFruits, you had sort of the option to either, if you want to change education for the better, if you want to improve it, how do you do it? Are you going to do the revolution style, start completely new university, anything, or are you going to do the evolution? Are you going to work together with institutions to step by step help to facilitate that transition to more active learning and better course design? Well, we definitely chose for the second option, and yeah, we're continuously improving. So the partners that are working with us, they notice this. Oh, what happens in 2 years' time, the amount of new innovation that comes forward. We're not the type of company that says, hey, this tool looks wonderful, but it's never going to well, that specific tool might never change, because teachers do not constantly want to have things changed, but that's the only thing that we're having. It's going to be better and better and better, and not because we make it so much better necessarily, but because through the Do Tank, professors, partners, and us together work to improve. I think it's time over, right, Max?
No,